Tonight, I'd like to update the American people on the international effort that we have led in Libya.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
I want to begin by paying tribute to our men and women in uniform, who once again have acted with courage, professionalism, and patriotism.
To all the men and women of the United States Armed Forces now in the Middle East, the peace of a troubled world and the hopes of an oppressed people now depend on you. That trust is well placed.
In the face of the world's condemnation, Gaddafi chose to escalate his attacks, launching a military campaign against the Libyan people.
In this conflict, America faces an enemy who has no regard for conventions of war or rules of morality.
Innocent people were targeted for killing.
Saddam Hussein has placed Iraqi troops and equipment in civilian areas, attempting to use innocent men, women, and children as shields for his own military, a final atrocity against his people.
Military jets and helicopter gunships were unleashed upon people who had no means to defend themselves against assaults from the air.
On my orders, coalition forces have begun striking selected targets of military importance to undermine Saddam Hussein's ability to wage war.
We targeted tanks and military assets that had been choking off towns and cities, and we cut off much of their source of supply.
More than 35 countries are giving crucial support.
In this effort, the United States has not acted alone. Instead, we have been joined by a strong and growing coalition.
Every nation in this coalition has chosen to bear the duty and share the honor of serving in our common defense.
Our task is instead to mobilize the international community for collective action. Because contrary to the claims of some, American leadership is not simply a matter of going it alone and bearing all of the burden ourselves.
A campaign on the harsh terrain of a nation as large as California could be longer and more difficult than some predict. And helping Iraqis achieve a united, stable, and free country will require our sustained commitment.
Libya will remain dangerous. Moreover, even after Gaddafi does leave power, 40 years of tyranny has left Libya fractured and without strong civil institutions. The transition to a legitimate government that is responsive to the Libyan people will be a difficult task.
We have no ambition in Iraq except to remove a threat and restore control of that country to its own people.
With the time and space that we have provided for the Libyan people, they will be able to determine their own destiny. And that is how it should be.
I know that the families of our military are praying that all those who serve will return safely and soon. Millions of Americans are praying with you for the safety of your loved ones and for the protection of the innocent. For your sacrifice, you have the gratitude and respect of the American people.
As Commander-in-Chief, I am grateful to our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and to their families. And I know all Americans share in that sentiment.
Our nation enters this conflict reluctantly.
We are naturally reluctant to use force to solve the world's many challenges.
Yet our purpose is sure. The people of the United States and our friends and allies will not live at the mercy of an outlaw regime that threatens the peace.
Sometimes the course of history poses challenges that threaten our common humanity and our common security.
We will meet that threat now with our Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines, so that we do not have to meet it later.
We have done so because we know that our own future is safer, our own future is brighter, if more of mankind can live with the bright light of freedom and dignity.
My fellow citizens, the dangers to our country and the world will be overcome. We will pass through this time of peril and carry on the work of peace. We will defend our freedom. We will bring freedom to others, and we will prevail.
Tonight, let us give thanks for the Americans who are serving through these trying times and the coalition that is carrying our effort forward. And let us look to the future with confidence and hope, not only for our own country, but for all those yearning for freedom around the world.
May God bless our country and all who defend her.
Thank you. God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.